I was today years old when I found out.
Rishi Sunak, the first ever oligarch Prime Minister, elected by the... Oh, hang on a moment. We didn't. He was just appointed. Again, we've had a Prime Minister foisted on us whom not a single one of the supposed electorate chose. And not just any Prime Minister, an oligarch, the richest man in the House of Commons by a very long way. And it's very clear from everything he has done in politics and out of politics where his loyalties lie. They lie with oligarchs like himself. He is the oligarch's oligarch. Two sources of Sunak's money. One of them is the hedge funds. One he set up is based in the Cayman Islands, a notorious tax haven, part of whose business is channeling money away from the very budget that he was in charge of. The other source is the vast amount of money that his wife acquired as a result of being the daughter of an Indian tech billionaire, and together their fortune is valued at £730 million. Twice that of King Charles's. His wife, Akshata Murthy, benefiting from the non-domiciled laws. Even though she was living in this country, she was able to avoid, on some estimates, £20 million of tax. That's £20 million that could have gone into public services. And all that happened while he was Chancellor of the Exchequer. We could see this as the consummation of the plutocratic capture of our politics. This man, worth £730 million, is now telling the poor how they should live, informing them with great regret, unfortunately we can't find any more money for you. You're going to have to suffer real terms cuts. You might not be able to afford the rent, you might not be able to afford the bills, you might not be able to afford to eat, but we're going to cut the miserable stipend you're entitled to even further, in pursuit of our grand programme of enriching people like myself even more than we have already been enriched. That's the message that our new Prime Minister is giving to the rest of the nation, that we can't support public services in such a desperate state that, according to head teachers, 90% of schools in England will, by next year, be in the red. They will have run out of money. The National Health Service itself is falling apart. Emergency services are collapsing. GP services are collapsing. The waiting times for operations, even people with cancer whose cancers are spreading, have been growing longer and longer. Doctors and nurses have been leaving the service in droves. There is simply not enough people, not enough beds to support the needs of patients.